47. Some tease your attention. The teasing influences your mind to be attracted, enticed, attached, and under the control of the teaser. Okay, so let's see here. Explanation. Dangle a carrot in front of a horse, and you can control him. Dangle to and fro, teasing him. You might say to yourself that maybe a wild, free, roaming horse will not be fooled, and you are right. However, for a horse that has been trained from childhood, he is more easily brought up with certain behaviors. Likewise, from childhood we have been teased by the reality which many others, including the manipulator, have presented to us. You can be controlled when your attention is captured. Another appears to offer you something you want. That could be to your disadvantage. You are under great influence. Those who tease are in a position to direct those who have given up their sense of self-direction. In our modern societies, various communication sources such as television, radio, magazines, newspapers, movies, and other forms of mass media have a tremendous positive influence on people's lives by the display of inspirational, heartfelt, and wondrous stories of fictional and non-fictional characters. These mediums also have a downside. You might say to yourself that a woman displaying herself by the means of various communication sources, acting in a sexual manner in a teasing way, is not influencing you much. Yes, you are right. It is rather you, by the virtue of your single-minded attention and depth of focus on her, have made her a prominent sense of your reality. Let us explore the ramifications of you allowing her to be the center of your attention. At the time you spend watching or listening to her, you could be doing something else, more productive. Hence, your attachment to her halts your other actions. Your focus on her halts your other thoughts. Your time and effort in focus on her is conditioning your mind to think in a certain way and to react a certain way. When you go into real life, you are somewhat, in fact, greatly influenced by your consciousness of her, even though you might not be aware of it. Your interactions with other women might become overly complicated. Overly complicated because she, the woman, on various communication sources has presented a reality to you which might not be part of real life at all. You might find yourself even more confused in relationships with women. The number of hours wasted by various persons who do just the same amount to thousands of millions of hours. People are allowing themselves to be influenced on a massive scale. Going through relationships, you might become disappointed because you did not arrive at the same results which the woman came up with or hinted at in what she was presenting in the various sexual presentations. She, in her interactions with you, presents herself more of a sexual being rather than anything else. Based on this, your view of women in real life becomes affected. With continuous exposure to similar ladies, your view shifts more and more in the direction of viewing women increasingly sexually rather than emotionally, intellectually, and as feeling beings. Your whole outlook on life changes from an emotional, intellectual fulfillment to an outlook of sexual fulfillment because that aspect is heavily emphasized and its pleasures are heavily exaggerated. Eventually, your feelings might become dull and you cannot connect to people emotionally, and you cannot connect to the people intellectually, at least not to the depth of your younger years. You might not even understand the manipulation you have been under. Once you do have some sex and become puzzled as to why the sex did not live up to the joys which they displayed on the manipulator's visual presentations, you might still not understand that they have been visually exaggerating and visually lying to you. To me, exaggerating is the same as lying. Example, you have a car to sell and it runs okay. You tell someone it runs great just to sell it. The person buying it will notice that it does not run great, feels cheated and lied to. Having influenced you, you are more likely to buy products now or sometime in the future that are sex related. In this way they get paid. However, by written word they do not lie. In one instance, I read in the back of one sex presentation, in small print, it said something to the effect that the presentation does not display accurate information about how relationships occur, and that the presentation does not reflect the complexity of real-life relationships. So, somebody's teasing your mind. It's playing with your attention. It's a touch and go thing. It's like the peekaboo effect. You play with kids' minds. Like, hey, peekaboo, peekaboo, peekaboo. Yeah. The same. Visually, many supposed rappers, they go, and they're dancing. Teasing. Like a woman dances on stage, sexually towards you, as if you can have her. My God. You cannot. It's just a visual presentation. It's a tease. What would be the purpose? What is the purpose? If I advertise, have this sandwich, have this sandwich, have this sandwich. Oh, the sandwich. What's the purpose? So that eventually, hopefully, you will go and try the sandwich. Let me try that sandwich. That sandwich looked real good. Right? They're trying to extract money from you. Okay.